You've heard that Sony makes the best noise-canceling headphones.
And you've also heard that there's a new model out there that's much cheaper. Let's have a real conversation to see if the CH710N are worth a buy.
Let's start with the price. The CH710N are half the price the WH-1000XM3s are. So that means you're going to accept a lot more compromises. But for the latest prices, check out the links in the description below. And feel free to use them because they won't cost you anything extra and helps out our channel a little bit.
Alright, let's get real. These headphones may be good, but their names, awful. So let's just call these new headphones the CH headphones and the Flagship, the XM3s. Now we've reviewed every generation of Sony noise cancelling headphones, the premium ones at least, right from the MDR1000X, the XM2s and the XM3s. And that's what we'll be pitting the CH up against. We've never thought of any of the Sony headphones as really good looking. They look a bit bulky, like Kevin's beard. And there's no real signature style element, except the shape and the accents on the noise cancelling microphones and logo. The CH have a more rounded shape, like Kevin's head, a similar headband design, and stand out from the Flagship while not looking too cheap like Kevin's.
Don't do it, Rohan.
But man, do they feel flimsy! Designed with much lighter plastic, they're noticeably lighter, and I was genuinely afraid that doing this on camera would snap them into pieces. Even the cables feel thinner and smaller.
And they don't fold up like the XM3, although the ear cups do fold flat, similar to the Bose 700s. And there's no case included, hard or soft. And the buttons, they feel pudgy. There isn't a solid click when you press them. And speaking of buttons, that's one of the major differences that you're going to see with the XM3, no touch sensitive surface, which also means no quick attention. And regular viewers know our view on this. We don't consider this a big deal. Buttons are reliable while not having that wow factor. But in 2020, a touch-sensitive surface is more form than function.
But do touch that subscribe button for form and function.
And you can do everything without taking your phone out of your pocket with these headphones as well.
When you do take your phone out of your pocket, you might find that you struggle to connect with the Sony Headphones app, and you wouldn't be alone. I couldn't find any reference to the app in the literature that came with the headphones, on the box, or even on the PDF at the cryptic URL that Sony sent me to, which means I was dumb to expect it. And it is a little bit confusing because the older model of these headphones could connect to the app.
So maybe that's coming soon, but either way, you're not going to have that crazy customizability in the app like you do with the XM3s. The most important feature of the app is the ability to change the noise cancelling levels. Whereas on the CH, you're stuck with what Sony gives you, which means you can toggle between noise cancelling on, ambient sound, or noise cancelling off. That's it. And on the XM3, you can change how strong or weak the ambient mode is. But with the CH, you're stuck with what Sony gives you again. Just like the inability to work with multiple devices. Same as the XM3, the CH, you'll have to disconnect on one device and reconnect on the other.
In terms of comfort, these are a little more comfortable than the XM3s. Less pressure around the jaw, and I think the overall lightweight helps. You will enjoy the difference, especially if your listening sessions are long. The highs can be a little much, but I didn't find that they gave me ear fatigue. So even on the sound signature side, they are quite comfortable.
The battery life on these are rated at 35 hours, which is way above the XM3's 24 hours. But let's be real, this difference is only going to matter in very specific use cases. If you're commuting a couple of hours a day, you'll be charging the XM3s every other week, and the CH may be a little less frequent than that.
Now, the two most important reasons to buy these headphones are sound quality and noise cancelling.
Actually, it's just one reason: to avoid human beings. Now, let's be clear. There's plenty of people in this world, and some are just satisfied with reasonable sound quality, like me. Not everyone's spending thousands of dollars on audio cables to get extra clarity in that 14 kHz range.
And that is where I could tell the price difference immediately. The sound quality, like the rest of the headphones, feels okay but not premium. They are brighter overall, which I don't mind, and Sony skipped the LDAC and aptX codecs, but it's not just that. Even listening to it on Apple devices, which basically use only AAC, the instrument separation was quite poor and everything felt a bit squished together. I tested everything on Spotify with a MacBook Pro and an iPhone because, let's be serious, that's how these headphones are going to be used. The XM3s also use AAC to connect with Apple devices but sound much better. For that matter, so do the Bose 700s. So it's not a problem with the codec. There's definitely a sense of a veil being lifted when you put on the XM3s after trying the CH headphones. The bass is much clearer on the XM3 as well, even though they aren't bassy headphones per se. A song like Caribbean Blue from Enya doesn't feel as immersive with the CH, and the 2011 remaster of the Queen classic Another One Bites the Dust sounded less punchy, and you could feel like there was some compression artifacts in the snare hits. But here is something that might influence your buying decision. When I plugged these headphones in, there was a marked improvement. They went from being average to average plus. Still not at the XM3 level, but that does tell you something. That the hardware, the drivers, can produce decent quality sound. Here's hoping that a firmware update fixes that.
And then there's noise cancelling. You know what? We're not going to talk about it. Just have a listen for yourself. Yes, the difference is that stark. There's that audible hiss on the CH when it's on full noise cancelling mode. But if you're coming from no noise cancelling, it's still an improvement. And you know, you may just be looking for headphones that are not crap at music, passable at ANC, and are decent to make phone calls with when you're working from home these days. Well, we've got you covered. Here's a phone call quality test that we've made.
All right, let's do a test. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, W, H, 1000, X, M3. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, this is me speaking really loud. And this is me speaking a bit softly. And this is me at my normal volume. So that was me in a cafe with the WH1000 XM3. Okay, this is me with the phone. This is with my iPhone. The sound around me is really loud. I don't know if you can hear me very well.
Yep, all clear.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, W, H, CH710N.
And the background noise is crazy.
This is this WH-CH710N in a quiet environment. So this is me in a quiet environment. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, W, H, 1000 XM3. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, iPhone.
Our conclusion, it works decently in a quiet environment, so it might be good for that application. Ideal for a home office kind of situation, unless you've got screaming children in the background. But if the XM3s are any indication, forget about using them in any kind of transit situation. Do yourself a favor, take off the headphones and switch your phone call to your phone.
So, are these headphones worth half the money of the WH1000 XM3? We can see some situations where this may be the case. If you need that extra battery in between charges,
if you're satisfied with the audio quality of these cans, maybe you just listen to podcasts or you listen a lot wired, or like Kevin, you don't care either way. Noise cancelling is a more specific application. So if you don't have noise cancelling headphones now, these might not seem all that bad. It is better than having nothing. Just don't expect a sea of silence to wash all over you or get premium noise cancelling, because you're not going to. And let's face it, none of us is boarding a plane anytime soon. So quick disclaimer, Sony sent us these scans, but the views and opinions are our own. They didn't get a chance to review this video before we published, so you see the reviews when they do, if they're subscribed to us.
If you make calls in mainly quiet places, then the microphone is not going to be a problem for you. And if you don't need that Sony app installed on your phone to tweak EQ and noise cancelling levels, then you may want to make compromises for those reasons and still pay a premium over a whole range of cheap ANC headphones for the Sony brand. And you're still saving a bunch of money compared to ANC flagships, which we can all use in these times.
In many ways, this is the iPhone SE of the headphones. Half the price, has most of the same features, and produced by the same high-end brand. It does the basics, and for many of us, well, that's good enough. You've been comparing Apples with Sonys,
and we've been DHRME. I don't even know what 14 kilohertz range means. I just said it because it was in the script.